Hey, welcome to another episode of Three Conservative Gimps. We've got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking about the runoff election in Georgia. Can Herschel Walker pull it out and give us a victory and keep it a 50-50 tie in the Senate? Or shall radical leftist Warnock win and make it a 51-49 Democrat controlled Senate? I mean, it doesn't look good. But hopefully we could pull out a win and keep it a 50-50 balance. Unfortunately, Vice President Harris will be the tiebreaker. Also, we're going to be talking about what it means that the GOP has won control of the House. We control the purse strings and the committee assignments. So we'll be talking about that. And before I start, let's hello to some of the people in the chat. We've got Chris Wedgeworth, and we have Rob, Drone Rob. Welcome to the show. And again, I'm short-staffed today. Mike is out because of the holiday weekend. He's spending time with his family, so he won't be here. I sent a link to Adrian, so maybe he'll jump in and join us. Lloyd, I'm still waiting for him. I think he probably forgot about the show because I sent him the link to the show earlier in the day, and he gave me the old thumbs up, and so I don't know where he is. Maybe he took another nap and hasn't woken up yet. But I checked over on Facebook, and his messaging is active, so I don't know what's going on. It could be an emergency. Maybe something happened with Judy, and maybe he can't make it. So hopefully everything is okay, and he could join us at any moment now. Alrighty, so let's jump into our first topic. We'll talk about the runoff race in Georgia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show on the screen the election results from Georgia, and I'm going to make it big here. So I don't know if you guys could see that. If I could zoom in, or anyway, most of the votes that Warnock got are around the major cities like Atlanta, Athens, Augusta, Savannah, Macon, and Columbus. Outside Atlanta, the other cities are college towns. Athens is where I believe, I think that's where Georgia University, I'm not sure, but it's a college town. Savannah is where Savannah State is, the alma mater of Shannon. Oh God, he played for the Denver Broncos. He was in that Super Bowl that Elway won. Those two Super Bowls. Shannon Sharp. That's right. So the results from that election, since Warnock did not get 50%, so it goes to a runoff. So Warnock got 49.4%, and Walker got 48.5%, and the Libertarian Chase Oliver got 2.1%. Now, what does this all mean? Will the libertarians, will they even show up to vote for Herschel Walker? Will they stay home? Will the Republicans stay home? I don't know, because we all remember what happened in 2020 when our illustrious president said, "Don't trust the election." So the Republicans stayed home, and that's how we got two Democrat senators. One of them was a special election because that person died in office, or resigned, and that's how Raphael Warnock served out the remainder of that term, and that's why he had to run again in 2 years. So whoever wins the next race will be in 2028. So hopefully in 26 we'll be able to get that other Democrat out. So here are the counties that we need to start picking off. Some of these light blue counties, if we could flip those, and also some of these lighter red counties, if we get those redder, we might be able to pull it off. So let me, all right, I am back. So let's bring in our guest all the way from Gainesville, Florida. Let's welcome Adrian. So, Adrian, you've been listening. What are your thoughts about the runoff election in Georgia?
I yeah, I have been listening. Um I don't know why there are so much people stuck on stupid. I mean,
That's true.
um I know I'm not the smartest one in the bunch, but Jesus Christ, like it doesn't take a rocket science for you to put two and two together and just be like, hey, this party is for the wrong reason. This one, you know what I mean, may not be perfect, but we have a better chance here because this one is gonna do, you know what I mean, make things better. So
Yeah, that's right.
that's probably the best thing that I could say. Because again, I'm not too happy with the Republican Party. That's for sure. Because again, you and I talked about that a little bit last week Sunday,
Right.
and the Republican Party is kind of disappointing me quite often.
Yeah.
Um, and I just wish that the Republican Party would actually become like the liberals, where they actually, you know what I mean,
Right.
have one each,
Wh-
each other's back.
Right. What we need to do is we need to employ the tactics that they use, like ballot harvesting. We need to start getting some of our people to some of these assisted living places and apartment complexes and help people to, kind of nudge them in our direction, because that's what the Democrats have been doing for ever since there have been mail-in ballots,
Okay.
especially here in Colorado. We've been doing mail-in ballots for several years now.
Well, on that note, Art, um, what would be the difference? I mean, do we go ahead and vote for a party that's going to make this country better, or we're going to vote for a party that's going to screw it up more than what it already is?
Yeah,
Well, that's where a lot
mhm.
of people is going to. They see a handout,
Yeah,
and
that's
people are
right.
so easily bought by handouts. It's like they're literally just signing a contract with the devil,
Yeah.
and then they want to
Hmm.
complain and bitch and whine when we have $10 a gallon. Well, hey, you voted for it. We told you not to, but you still did.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, it
And
may
then
not be $10 a gallon now, but it got pretty close. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In
Yep.
some
It
state, it
got.
got pretty close to
Yep.
10.
Hmm. Also, another thing we need to employ is what the Democrats do. Is Democrats they seem to keep the Green Party off the ticket. So maybe that's what Republicans need. We need to get our lawyers to prevent, libertarians and American constitutional parties. These third parties that end up being spoilers for us. So if we're able to get them off the ballot, I mean, why should the Democrats get away with keeping third party candidates off that are on the left?
Okay. Well, good question.
Yep.
Why can't the Republican Party get off their ass? And the liberals are literally lying about what they stand for. Why can't they go ahead and preach to us till the freaking face turn blue? Because all the liberals got to do is, for example, Maxine Waters, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, all the minions they have in the left, they're always advocating for violence and to hurt people and get in their faces. But
Yep.
the second a Republican say, you know what? Tired of your shit. Now he's a criminal. You know what I mean? He's violent. He hates women. You know what I mean? He want to kill it. I mean, it's like the Republican Party. They'll act like they don't even know how to run a campaign. Sometimes they don't know how to do ads.
Right. Yep.
They don't know how to do ads to combat the other. You know what I mean? The other party. Because if the other party's lying and you haven't done nothing, why do you have to keep defending yourself? If you haven't done anything wrong,
Yep.
Art, and
Yep.
somebody coming to you and say, Art did X, Y, and Z, but then you were not there when that person said that it happened, and you have other people backing you up that you haven't done it. Why do you have to keep apologizing for somebody else lying about you?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do
Yep.
that.
And also, we don't control the media. The media is in the that party. They're like the wing of the Democrat Party, and that's another thing that's hurting us as well, because we're not able to get the message out because we have a media that censors and distorts whatever we try to put out there.
And that is a good that was a great statement. However, um my granddaddy actually told me that if you really want something done, it takes a real man to go out there and get it done. So if you
Yep.
have others running against you, then you better go ahead and put your big boy underwear on and find a way to get it done.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, they don't like you. They'd rather see you dead before you actually get back in power. So
Right.
if that means you have to go ahead and stop being a crybaby jackass, stop crying and get it done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I don't know if you've seen the posting that Steve Carpenter's been passing around about the 9 things that have to happen to, you know, change our country from a republic to a communist country. And a lot of those points, one of them is the media, another one is education and free health care and class division, gun control. I mean, the list goes on, and it's like, but here's the thing. One of the things that it's that's truly American is owning a, a gun, and a lot of people are resistant to that until if they get to a point where, hey, we're going to end up like Australia, where you can own a gun, but it can't be in your house, and it's got to be locked away in a
Yeah.
shed off your property. So if you get robbed by gunpoint or by another weapon, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it to where the laws don't protect law-abiding citizens, but protect the criminal, to
Yeah.
where we can't protect ourselves because
Well,
we are
that
responsible for ourselves. We can't sit around and wait for the police to show up, because by the time they do show up, well, it's time to draw that chalk outline around your body.
well, that's the main thing that I've always talk about, not just with you guys, but also with people at the job, or if I hear anybody just talking out of their ass and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about, I
Mm-hmm.
tend to pay attention and go back and forth a little bit. When it gets very argumentative to where the point, like it gets like a little out of hand, I tend to just walk away and just let it be.
Right,
However,
because
however,
you're not going to change your mind.
Correct. However, this is a point that I was pretty much making, that Chris Wedgwood actually made, that the media is one of the main problem. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the only problem, but it's one of the problems. Also, that like you said, a lot of people don't pay attention to what's going on. Like I hear a lot of stupid people at my job saying, "Well, whatever decision the government makes, it doesn't affect me." I mean, I'm sorry, Art, but if you're that dumb to believe that, then you probably need to go back to
Mm-hmm.
you need to go back to school and
Mm-hmm.
and just learn your history.
Yep.
Because
These are probably people that are younger than 50.
and I always
That,
tell them, I say, hey, the laws that actually affect you the most is not just president, it's the local laws that happen in your county and in your
mm-hmm.
city. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you get some city commissioner like we have in Gainesville, that they are a bunch of crooked thieves, liberals, which a whole bunch of them being convicted of that, they're
Mm-hmm.
still in power.
Yep.
They're still in power, Art.
Yeah,
They're still running
because
the city.
it's kind of like whack-a-mole. You get rid of one corrupt person, and then another one is right there behind them to take over and do the same old crap.
It's like a bunch of roaches. I mean, you could kill one, but you still got millions of them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And fake news, it's real. I remember when they used to always bash President Trump for saying fake news. Well, damn it, we all know that they're fake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a
Yep.
whole bunch of them being sued for literally, you know what I mean, lying about people, and they, you know what I mean, they're being hit hard
Yeah.
in the pocket, but they're still doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
So, my question to you is, you might not have the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What can the Republican Party do different to make? Let me take it back. What can the Republican Party do different for us to gain the Senate and the presidency next time around? My belief is that the way they're going, it's not going to happen. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and I think
The way
you're.
they're going, I don't see
Mm-hmm.
the Republicans even doing exactly what they claim they're going to do. Because remember, the majority of the time when you hear them is only midterm or when
Mm-hmm.
it's time to vote. Any other time, you don't really hear nothing from them, but you always hear the liberal media talking about their own. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Art. I mean, again, am I wrong? Am I right?
No, you're not wrong. You are absolutely right, and what I worry about is, our illustrious governor here in Colorado. He is going to run for president, and I fear that he's going to end up being the nominee in 24. He's going to defeat uh, either Biden's going to get defeated, or he's going to drop out of the race for some health reason. And Jared Polis will be the first gay person to run for president. I mean, to be the nominee. So we had a black man, and now we have a gay guy, and it's going to be like Obama all over again. We're going to get the same old, because here's where Polis is great. He's an uber millionaire. He's worth over $300 million. Did you know that when he became a congressman, he was only worth $30 million? You know where most of his investments were? Health insurance. So he was able to get all that information that he got while he was in Congress and take all that information and manipulate his holdings to where he could turn his investments from $30 million to $300 million when he left Congress. You know how he got started? He bought a seat on the state school board back in the early 2000s. He was part of the Gang of Four of the richest Democrats in Colorado. They had a plan to take over the state of Colorado, and they put out a blueprint. And they implemented that, and here we are. Their plan worked. So after he got on the school board, he became a state representative. And then he ran, when Mark Udall decided to run for Senate, he was the congressman from the 2nd District, which is heavily Democrat. He ran for that seat. He was a shoo-in. He used his own money. He didn't have to raise any money. So when he got into Congress, and like I said before, made all that money, and Hickenlooper, his term was up, he decided, hey, I'm going to run for governor. Hey. So he ran for governor in 2016. 2016, and just won re-election, or was it 8? I think it was 18. Yeah, just won re-election by pretending to be a moderate and a libertarian Democrat. He lied his way into office, and then once he got into office, what did he do? He put on the state ag board a PETA person, and he's trying to dismantle the agricultural business. He's trying to shut down oil and gas production in this country. He's going to end up trying to get rid of mining here in Colorado, which is a huge income producer to the state. I think our number one income producer is ag. It's cattle and farming.
Now my question is, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Colorado voted blue?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Joe Biden say that he was going to get rid of that? Of mining?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if that's one of the main source of income for Colorado, then I'm going to ask you a simple question. Art, if the president and his minions is going to get rid of your bread and butter, then why in the fuck would you still vote for them?
Because of transplant from blue state. Because Colorado is growing. That's why we got another Congress, a congressional seat. A lot of people that moved in from California Oregon, Washington, Wisconsin, Illinois, and New York, and Michigan. And all these people coming in from blue states, young people in their 20s and 30s who don't have the life experience that you and I have. They don't know about overburdening taxes and regulations and how that's going to make their living more expensive. Oh, yeah,
Correct.
you'll still get that raise, but you know what? That money that you earn is going to get smaller and smaller. It's called inflation. And uh,
So
these people, they want to.
yeah, I
Here in
mean,
Colorado, we have what's called the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, where if they want to raise your taxes, it has to go to for a vote. So, um, for many years, people have been voting against any tax increase. As a matter of fact, this last election, we voted to decrease our tax by a small percentage. And so, what I'm worried about is down the road, these people are going to say, you know what, I think, the government might do a better job with our tax. Let's let them vote on tax. So they'll do away with Tabor, and then that'll take the handcuffs off the legislature, and they'll start uh, raising your taxes, and we'll end up just like California.
yeah, I mean, for example, what Chris Wedgwood said. My neighbor said she voted for Biden because all the bad stuff she heard about Trump's on the news. Keyword
Yep,
on the news
on the news.
because you're not smart enough to pick up your smartphone. It's called smartphone for a reason.
Yep, yep.
Everybody have that. Even my damn kids have smartphones. Something I never
Mm-hmm.
had in my life when I was a kid. Matter of fact, when I was a kid, this shit didn't even existed. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have a way to find out if you want to
Mm-hmm.
learn something. The library provides you with free internet. Just about
Yep.
every eatery you go to, every restaurant has free Wi-Fi.
Right. Right.
When
Yeah.
Dixie, when
People are
Dixie
lazy. They
Publix,
don't want to. They don't want to. Look for other sources of information other
correct.
than what they see on TV. Like my sister, who's a conservative, just like me, only she's pro-choice. She kept believing all the crap she heard on TV about candidates. And I had to go and explain to her, no, that's not true. You got to stop believing what you see on TV. Uh, and no, they're not going to take abortion away because we're in a blue state. I don't know if you know this, but Colorado was the first state to make abortion legal about 3 or 4 years before Roe v. Wade.
Yeah,
And the person that was the sponsor of that bill was Dick Lamb, who later became governor of Colorado. And by the way, while he was governor for 12 years. This was before term limits here.
yeah.
And while he was a governor, he proceeded to pack the state Supreme Court with liberals. So you wonder why this state is getting effed up. Well, it goes all the way back to the 70s when Dick Lamb came on the scene. And even back when just a few years ago, he realized the mess that he created by uh, appointing these people. He goes, my God, boy, this state really is getting effed up with all these liberal that I put on the state Supreme Court.
No,
But what my point is, quick stick, is that state Supreme Court, uh, because our legislature has raised taxes, but they didn't call them taxes. They called them fees. And so the state Supreme Court agreed with them and said, you know what? Yeah, those aren't taxes. Yeah, they're fees. So our taxes went up quite a bit, especially our car registration, and I mean all kinds of fees went up. So,
hey, you know what drives me nuts is that a lot of people cry, complain about the minimum wage not being so high. But I remember when I was a younger guy in, 18, 20 plus years, um, when I actually worked, when I used to get minimum wage, I used to make about $5.45 an hour minimum
yeah.
wage. Now, I hear a lot of people when they say minimum wage is not really paying my bills. But the last time I checked, nobody has a gun to your head. I'm forcing you to only make minimum wage.
Yep.
If you use
That's
a little bit of this right here, you
mm-hmm.
could actually be doing better. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, will nobody hire me because of my record. The last time I checked, when you do the crime, you do the time. Nobody told you to do what you did. So a lot of people look towards me for to be to I guess giving them like a little pity or feel bad because they're going through X, Y, and Z. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm hard that way because I believe that for every action there's a reaction. In the state of Florida, we have what we call stand your ground law. We have a law
Mm-hmm.
where if you are the aggressor and you actually did something to me, I have the right to whoop your ass. Maybe not kill you, but whoop your ass
Mm-hmm.
because it's called self defense. So, the
Mm-hmm.
point that I'm trying to make, in case anybody's interested, is that if you want to do better in life, go ahead and pursue whatever dream you're trying to do. It's hard, it's a bumpy road
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. But see, we can't expect everybody to become a millionaire because that's
Mm-hmm.
impossible. That's not going to
Right.
happen. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So if you aspiring to be a rapper or a millionaire, or you're gonna be like Elon Musk or all these people coming up, that's probably not gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
because I would love to hit the lottery,
Yeah.
but every time I play the lottery, I don't win shit.
That's true.
You
Same
know what I
here.
mean? But then
Mm-hmm.
somebody out there that probably don't even need the money hit the freaking jackpot. Well, there's probably
Yeah.
a reason why the man above don't want you to hit the jackpot. Maybe he wants you to be the way you are. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm grateful for the little bit that I have. However, I would like to have a little bit more, of course. But every
Mm-hmm.
time I leave one job or that pays me this much, I always end up having another one that pays me more because I'm the one that pursued that job. Nobody else did, but I did. So if I can do it, then there's no excuse.
Quick
Now,
sticks.
this isn't about handles
He
things of the
does
minimum wage.
make a good point. Minimum wage, yes, it is a step on the ladder to security. But here's where it's screwed up. When you raise minimum wage, that raises the cost to that company, and they have to raise their prices, and it's kind of an inflationary cycle that keeps happening.
If you don't mind, let me make a quick point about what quick state production is saying. Bring up that comment again. I understand exactly what you mean. However, quick sticks. I believe that it is a handout for the simple fact that, for example, anytime I go to a McDonald's, Art, not all of them, but the majority of them, you notice that they don't really have any cashiers anymore. They have the freaking little kiosk where you pay for your own food.
Right.
They have
Mm-hmm.
less people working there. And if they do have people working there, now they're working less hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I checked, are that they increased the minimum wage to the amount that they want, then what is McDonald's going to have to do now? They're going to have to increase the price of what? Food,
Yeah, yeah. Food.
right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because they have to
Mm-hmm.
cover,
Yep.
you know what I mean? They have to
Yep.
pay the employees what they not,
Oh, and you don't have to pay
demanding.
the kiosk. They don't take a wage, and that's the very thing that causes uh, that kind of thing to happen, because the minimum wage was like you said, a step on a ladder, and once you make it too expensive for the labor, like at a hamburger place, they'll start investing into machinery that
Technology,
takes the place
artificial
of the
intelligence.
cashier. Oh, and have you noticed the cashiers? They've got they've got this big screen that they can't figure out how to calculate the correct change, because those kids have their education is so terrible. I have a friend that owns a drive-in theater, and she has to teach these kids how to make change. And it's just like, man, I
Yeah.
could do that in my head. That is really easy, because
Okay.
what I do is, when I have cash, what I'll do is I'll round it up so that it makes it easier for them to get my change back,
Correct.
rather than try to think, okay, this minus that. And it's like this, boom, 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 there's your change.
Correct. Now, I don't know how it is in Colorado or in the state that Quick Sticks production is at. Um, but every Walmart here in the state of Florida that I've been to so far, and I go to plenty of them because I love Walmart, by the way.
There's
Uh,
self-service.
Publix or Winn Dixie. Anytime I go to Walmart, Art, I only see one or two cashiers open.
Right.
A
Yep.
lot of times only one, but the self checkout has a big old line where everybody want to check
Yeah.
themselves out
Yep.
and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But then you only see only a few employees. That's
Yep.
it. Before you used to have every lane open. Am I right, Art? Every lane used to
Mm-hmm.
be open. Not no
Yep.
more.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Well,
okay, but quick stick. You said that is a step ladder to security, but now you're saying you're not really for it. Um, you can't have it. You can't have it both ways. Again,
well, I think what he's talking about where liberals, they want to make minimum wage a living wage, and that's not what the minimum wage is all about. It's supposed to be for young people to learn job skills, and then once they get more education, or they decide to go to college or a trade school, learn a trade, or get a degree that will help them to get a better job down the road. Uh, don't don't get a degree in philosophy. You're not going to make a ton of money in philosophy. Yeah, sure, it'll be an easy degree to get, but he's for union. Uh, no, and that's another thing. because of unions, they are for raising the minimum wage because unions' wages are tracked to the minimum wage because and I have friends that are in unions. Every time the minimum wage goes up, their wage goes up because it's automatically calculated into their salary. And if they don't get that wage increase, what do? They go on strike, and then the companies cave in and
The
oh
company
no, I
cave
did
in and
not.
just give you what they want, right? Am I right, Art?
What?
So the company will literally just give in and just give them what they want.
Right, because yeah.
So so that goes
Oh,
right back to my point. It is a
mm-hmm,
form of a freaking handout
mm-hmm,
because again, Art, a lot of people that work in fast food want to make $15+ an hour. But all you're
mm-hmm,
doing, I'm sorry, and anybody could take it the wrong way. Honestly, I don't care if you get offended or not. You flipping burgers, you making French fries. That's all you're doing,
yep,
and you're making
mm-hmm,
sandwiches. That's all you're doing.
yep,
Now you're telling me that somebody that worked freaking hard labor, like building a house, framer, you know what I mean, labor,
mm,
picking up trash, you know what I mean, working construction, and they only making $15 an hour, so they don't deserve to get paid more because they do harder work than you do.
mm,
So
yep. Alrighty, let's go into our next topic now that the Republicans have control of the House. We have control of the purse strings now. And also, we control all the committee assignments. And and with the committee assignments, that's where a lot of the power is. So there are going to be some people that are going to not be on committee, like uh, Congressman Swalwell, the one who slept with a Chinese agent, will not be on the Intelligence Committee. And I mean, there's good. I mean, we know. Oh God, uh, Ilhan Omar. She will not be on any. She'll be on some, you know, teeny tiny, uh, you know, committee that doesn't have any really big impact on the government. So she'll be in the minority, and she won't be in any highfalutin committee assignments. So, and that's one of the good things about um, the Republicans controlling the House, because
now,
then we don't have these idiot Democrats. I mean, AOC. I can guarantee she's not going to be on any important committee assignment. So we, I mean, we'll be able to slow down, possibly stop any of this really stupid legislation and regulations that keep them from going to the Senate and going up to the president.
now, hey, when it comes to the red wave that was supposed to happen in the Senate side,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happened to that? If I'm not mistaken, if that guy Walker wins in Georgia, does that mean that we have the Senate or not?
It'll be a 50-50 tie.
It'll be a 50-50 tie.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, the liberals still got it.
Yes, we'll still be where we were before the election. But here's the difference, because if they get a one seat majority, then they'll control the committees on in the Senate, to where if it's a 50-50 tie, then the assignments will be evenly distributed. Harris won't have any impact on the committee assignment. So that'll be a good thing. If we could keep it 50-50, otherwise, if it's a 51-49 Democrat, then they'll control all the committee assignments. So they'll still be able to do some really wackadoodle crap on the Senate side, but on the House side, we could do whatever we can to keep the Senate legislation from getting to the president. Unless we do what we always do, is we compromise and we go along to get along, and some of these stupid laws or legislation gets through because we worked with the other side. I don't want them, our side, to work with them, because we saw what they did when Trump was president. They didn't work with us. I mean, very little of them did, and it just.
I actually hate that word, compromise, because every time we do, we always end up getting screwed.
Yep, and it's been like that since
the liberals always find a way to get exactly what the hell they want from the very beginning. I mean, it's like what you're trying to say is like we have to go along to get along, but they always they can say whatever they want in public and in private. Nobody says nothing about it, but the second a Republican said something about whoever, they are pretty much being demonized, like they are the worst person in the world.
Yep. Yep. Now, and this has been going on since the 70s, where we've been called racist and homophobe and all that. And where we screwed up is we didn't deflate that. We didn't try to say, no, that is not true, and come back. We just kind of threw up our arms and say, whatever, we can't change your mind. But what we need to do is we need to go to the public and say, that is not true, and explain our positions and why we're not racist, homophobes, like these people say. And
now, when it comes to you, Quick Stick, you say, why do you support a party only interested in lining their own pockets? If you want me to answer, you probably need to be a little more specific, because I'm pretty sure that you can actually get the hint of what party I'm actually rooting for and the reason why. So the Republican Party in my country would be a fringe for right party. I don't know what that means. What are you trying to say either?
Oh, I think he's trying. Yeah, he's conservative.
So if I'm not mistaken, he's Scottish. You said.
Well, I'm not sure if he's from Scotland or maybe he's from Scotland, living in Norway, but over in Europe, those people are leftists. They're center left, and they. Oh, he's a social democrat. Well, I mean, that's same as a liberal. You're
a socialist.
Yeah.
You basically believe that if I work hard for my money and you don't do nothing, you deserve half of my money.
Yeah.
And you just literally made my point that I was trying to make earlier when you try to
Mm-hmm.
argue with me, but you just admitted that no, you are a socialist
Mm-hmm.
and you live in Scotland.
Yep.
Social Democrat still a socialist, my man.
Yep.
Same thing. You believe you
Yep.
believe you believe that everybody deserve. If I make straight A's in school, but yet Art is only making F's or D's, he needs to get a cut of mine so he could go ahead and get a better grade. I
Yep.
don't agree with that,
Mm-hmm.
buddy.
Yep.
I don't agree with it. I respect
And
you as a
they
man.
believe
I
in
don't.
free health care and gun control, which is a socialist idea. You know, it's about controlling people. It's about you know that they're not for prosperity because the way you you have to have an equilibrium of you know taxes and regulations. If taxes and regulations are too onerous, then you what you do is you decrease uh not consumerism but competition. That's the word I'm looking for. And competition drives down costs because what it does is person who has the best product or the best service, you know, that's going to make the other companies work harder to make their product as good or better than. Well, if
Um,
you're a capitalist, then you shouldn't be a social democrat. Just
yes, you.
because everybody else is a social democrat, you should be more a right. Uh,
But wait a minute,
oh,
Art.
he says he supports a big safety net. Well, that is a
No,
socialist
no. Okay,
idea.
okay. Wait a minute. But wait a minute. First, he said he's a social democrat. Then he says he's a capitalist. Then he said, but I support a big social safety net.
Mm-hmm.
So, isn't that the same point that I was just making? Correct me if
Mm-hmm.
I'm wrong. Am I missing something?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to go ahead and do a little bit more research on my smartphone or my computer? Because I mean, I think I'm right about what I'm saying. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
basically
Mm-hmm.
making my point. You making it easier for me.
Mm-hmm. And when you have, it's called a mixed economy.
And by the way, there's one thing that he actually said. He said BTW. By the way, our healthcare is cheaper per person than your system. You know what? You might be right about the price because healthcare in the United States is very freaking expensive.
Yeah.
However, however, there's a lot of people from other countries flying over here to come for better healthcare than other countries, and that is a fact. Correct me if I'm
Yep.
wrong.
You're right. I have a friend. Uh, when I used to live in Michigan, uh, he he's originally excuse me. He's originally from Canada. Immigrated to Michigan. He grew up in Dearborn. His mother still lived in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And every time she needed some health care, where'd she go? She went across the bridge or under the tunnel, across the Detroit River into the United States for superior health care.
And if I'm
Yeah,
and if,
sure,
and if I'm not
it
mistaken,
might cost more, but if you have the right insurance, it shouldn't cost that more.
I believe healthcare in Canada is also free, isn't it? Free to
Yep.
for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then again, it's called free. But people
Mm-hmm.
from over there still coming over here for better healthcare. So what is that
Right.
telling me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Uh, you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. it might be free, but the quality might not be that good. So, hey guys, we just hit 1 hour. I want to thank you, Quick Sticks, for coming in. We had a lively debate. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully, you'll be coming back now and then, and we'll have some more discussions like this. And we did it without getting argumentative and using pejorative. So thank you very much, and thanks for coming. You have a great week. Everybody else, Chris, and who else? Oh, Rob, that are watching, and all the other people that are watching. Thanks for coming. Please spread the word. We need to grow this channel. We just broke 200 subscribers not too long ago, and our goal is to get to 1,000 so we could be monetized and become a better channel. Because we got some competition like Red Eagle Politics. They're a great channel, so we want to be more like them. So take care, everybody, and have a great week. God bless, and catch you next week.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me.